Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Art of Fine Dining. Today we're going to turn you into a top seller because restaurants work on thin margins and our job is to make the restaurant profitable, and being a top seller helps a lot. My name is Ned and I'm training young people to become great waiters from Las Vegas to Dubai and beyond for many years now. If you're new to the channel or you have not subscribed yet, please do so now so you stay in the loop and of course you support our efforts. Let's go with the things we sell as waiters. The chef specials, aperitifs, appetizers, salads, soups, wine, and dessert, coffee, and digestives. We're going to discuss every one of those. We're going to discuss tactics and everything. And hopefully, after we finish with this lesson today, you will be able to implement a lot of those tactics and strategies, and you're going to be able to sell and turn yourself into a top seller. Now, what are the important aspects of selling the daily or the chef specials? Knowledge. If you don't know anything about the meal, you're not going to be able to sell it. You have to know what is the meal, what are the ingredients, where they come from, how long it's cooked, and how it's cooked. What are the procedures? All right. If you don't have this knowledge, you go to sell it to the guests, and the guests, most of the time, 99% of the time, the guests will ask you extra questions. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have today grilled salmon with lemon juice, and we serve that with salty potatoes and steamed broccolis. The first thing the guest will ask you is if the salmon is wild or it's farm salmon, and if it's wild, let's say you know that it's wild, and say, no, it's a wild salmon. Okay, where it come from? Oh, it's a Pacific salmon, it's Atlantic salmon, it's a this and that and that. You gotta know that. Because if you are saying like, well, I don't know, let me ask the chef. Okay, right now you just lost 50% of the confidence those guests have in you because you just showed them that you are not on top of your game. Now, and if you are able to answer every question just properly and confidently, that just immediately changes the perception of the guests they have for you. Now, everything you say, you gotta say it with confidence. All right. So we cannot say the right words but have no confidence and no passion and no energy behind them, because that will just means that you're doing the right thing but you have no desire of doing it, and we don't want that. We want to have passion, we have to have confidence, we have to have energy behind our words. All right. You know your chef. You know what a great cook he is, what kind of amazing dishes he produces every time, the specials of the day. So you have confidence in him. Put this confidence behind your presentation and sell it. So bring sparkles to your eyes. Passion, guys. Passion is the key. If the guests see that you are passionate about what you're talking, they will most probably buy it. All right. So don't just present, like act. Oh, it's totally amazing. Our chef is from Perugia, Italy, and he prides himself of doing everything authentic Italian. I would highly recommend to test this dish. Of course, if you like this kind of food, whatever the dish is. All right. But you have to put the passion behind your words. And of course, make sure that you can answer every question. That is the knowledge. You have the knowledge, you have the confidence, and your chef, even if you have not tested the special, and then you put sparkles in your eyes, you will be fine. You will be selling like it's a hot bread. All right, let's go with the aperitifs. Now, the best way is if we have daily cocktails, right? Every day, the barkeeper tells you guys, today I prepare something that is like really magic. All right. It's not a classic cocktail. It's a cocktail that I come up or somebody else told me, and it's something that the guests will not be able to taste anywhere else. Or maybe it's some national drink, a national something that's prepared only on the in the region that you are working, and you can use those to sell the cocktails. All right, may I offer you a cocktail or a drink? Maybe a glass prosecco, maybe champagne, or would you like to start with a bottle of water? Now, when we are trying to sell aperitifs, usually that happens when we are on the table and we presented the menu and the specials of the day. We ask the guests about the drink. We have to name a couple of drinks. All right, not just can I offer you a drink? Can I offer you aperitif? No, because aperitif, yeah, for some guests might cling, oh, that sounds good. But once you say, hey, guys, we have amazing prosecco here, and we have also a champagne by glass, and then of course our barkeeper is a top barkeeper, maybe the best barkeeper in our town, and he makes amazing cocktails. I would suggest if you try his signature, whatever, margarita or whatever, and that just makes a tone difference. Because the guests, when they come to the restaurant, they don't know exactly what they're gonna drink. Most of the guests. But once you say a prosecco, wow! Especially if I work in an Italian restaurant, I say prosecco. I know that 3 out of 4 times I will sell to every one of the guests on the table prosecco. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you just sold prosecco, glass of prosecco, €12, $12, and you just increase your check like three of them to take the prosecco. That's $36 extra, and that's it. And then of course you offer a bottle or a tap water. We don't need to look like we are trying to sell the most expensive stuff. We give the guest options. So very important thing, guys, don't feel bad about selling drinks. All right, people go out to eat and drink and have fun. That is, they have the money, they decide they have money, they want to go out, they want to go get drinks and food and have fun. That's why they come to the restaurant, especially fine dining. Those guests have money. All right, so what we are doing is we are trying to enhance their experience. We're trying to make their evening incredible. We don't try to sell them something that's not gonna they're not gonna enjoy. No, we're trying to sell the specials today because we know those specials are amazing. We try to sell for them aperitifs because we know that it's much more enjoyable while you are waiting for the food to have a glass of a cocktail in front of you, or a glass of wine or a glass of beer, and just drink and talk to your friends and whatever. We know that, so do not feel bad about it. We are professionals. We do what it takes to make our restaurant profitable, but also everything is done with the total back on our mind that we are there to serve our guests and make their evening incredible. Sorry about that. Appetizers, salads, and soups. There are 2 points I want to make here, and not much more. Now, when we're selling appetizers, salads, soups, we gotta be careful because nowadays people are very, cautious how much they eat and what they eat. All right, we don't want to push food and food and food. A lot of guests, especially ladies, they don't want to eat so much in the restaurant. So when we are doing, things like that, we just go and be very subtle, and no pushing. All right. So the best approach is just to ask. All right. If the guests order only main course, you just ask, ladies and gentlemen, so everybody has a main course, no appetizers. Is that all right? Yes, that's fine. Or if somebody order appetizer or salad and everybody else on the table, let's say you have 4 people, um, only one order appetizer, you tell them what's going to happen now. Ladies and gentlemen, I will bring the appetizer for the gentleman here first, and after that, I will serve the main course together for all of you. Is that fine with you? Now, once you say something like that, you're not trying to sell. You're not trying to sell appetizers or soups, but you're just telling them that you will bring now one soup or one salad, and one of them will eat while everybody else is just sitting there and waiting and watching him eating. All right, 50% of the time, the rest of the guests will say, "Oh, hold on, you have appetizer? Yes. All right, let me get a little salad, or let me get a little soup, or something like that. I would like to take this also something." That's how you upsell, you know, sell, cross sell, upsell, whatever. That's how you do it. We do it nice and easy without a push, without being intrusive. Um, Most of the time, I just tell the guests what is going to happen. If nobody order appetizers, I will just ask them, ladies and gentlemen, you have only main courses, no soup or salad today. No, we don't need no soup salad. Thank you so much. And of course, if one of them order, I tell them that I will bring first the soup or the salad, and then everybody else will have their main courses together. And you have done your job. All right. Let's go with the wine because this is the most important item that we sell, because nothing increases the bill as like a wine and makes more money for the restaurant and for us. And plus, nothing makes the dinner of the guests more enjoyable than the perfect bottle of wine. All right, a nice bottle of wine will bring your check, like can double your check immediately. It can triple it. It depends on the wine, depends on the restaurant. But when you work in a fine dining restaurant, those wines are very expensive. And these people, they love to buy a nice bottle of wine and drink it. You know, if the dinner per person is, let's say, $80 or $120, and you have three people on the table, $120 at 360. But 360 is just a bottle of Sassicaia. So if they decide to drink a Sassicaia, hey, oh, you just double your check on one bottle of wine. And trust me, when you work in a fine dining, a bottle of wine of 360 is not very special. You will sell bottles that hold 800,000, 2,000, 5,000 dollars. You will sell those bottles as well. Now, to be able to sell wine, of course you need the knowledge. All right, you need to know everything about those wines on the wine list. So make sure that you learn every single day, little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. You have 15 minutes break. Don't go out, just watch your telephone or talk to your friends or whatever. Open the wine list and read about one particular wine today. And the next day again, the next day again. In about a couple of months, you will know almost everything about the wine list, and that will make you a top seller. Top seller. The next thing is, when you bring the wine list, we want to make this impact just like when we are bringing the menu. We want to impress the guests that we are somebody who knows a lot about wine, and we can help them make the right choice. But we do not want to impose our help or our knowledge onto the guest. It's very important. There is a lot of guests. There are a lot of guests who know more about wine than us. And when you tell them, here's the wine list, and if you have any questions, let me know. I will help you. I'll explain for you. And I have guests that's asking me, you think I cannot order my own wine, or you think you know more about wine than me, or things like that. We don't want that. We want the guest to know that we are there to help them without imposing this help. So what I do is, I bring the wine list and I tell the guys, here's the wine list, sir. We have some excellent local wines in there, and of course, some hidden Italian gems. Let's say I work in an Italian restaurant, we have a lot of Italian wines, and that's what I'm telling the guest. The guest that is gonna choose the wine. Now, did I offer my help? Of course not. But I told him that I have knowledge about the wine. We have some local wines that are excellent. Most probably, you're not going to know them because, let's say, you are working in a holiday destination. People come from all over the world. They don't know your local wines. And the next thing is, I tell them that I have some Italian gems. Maybe they know which wine is Italian gem. Maybe they don't. But you already told them that you have them and you can offer them if they need help. Now, that's it. Most of the time, those guests will have your information already in their head when they're watching the wines, and they want to find those local excellent wines, and they want to find those Italian gems. And if, let's say, they're not so knowledgeable about wines, they will call you and say, so, hey, what are you going to suggest? What are those Italian gems, and what are those excellent local wines? We would love to try them. All right. And then, very important, guys, when the guests ask for suggestion, we will give our suggestion, but make sure that we, before we give the real suggestion, we know what their preferences are. Because there are people that drink only red wine, there are people that drink only white wine, there are people that drink only sweet wine or only dry wine. We do not make suggestions just like that from thin air. We make suggestions based on their preferences, so we have to ask. But we have a trick here as well. Now, when a guest asks, you know, what is the wines, I tell them again a story first. All right. Especially when you work in a fine dining, people come to the fine dining restaurants to really enjoy themselves. All right. And they have money, like I said. They don't worry about spending three, four, $500 on a bottle of beautiful wine. So here's what I say. The guys called me. What I would you suggest for tonight? You already know what they have for dinner, and I will go like that. Well, I would love to suggest the Sassicaia 2006, which is one of the best wines ever made, and we just happen to have a bottle of it here. But if you're not looking for something so special, I would suggest you try some of the local wines. And then I go, what kind of wine do you like to drink? Now, what did I do right now? I told them that I have a really special wine that they will probably not find in many restaurants, because Sassicaia 2006 is like top wine, top year for Sassicaia. It's rated 100 points. It's a collectible wine, and we just happen to have one of those in the restaurant. Of course, if you don't have the knowledge, you're not going to be able to, you know, figure out what wine you can present like that. But you definitely have, especially if you work in a fine dining restaurant, you definitely have a really top wine in your restaurant, and you should mention it. And then, of course, give them the options that we have local wines and we have something else. But before you make the real suggestion, you gotta understand, you have to ask what are their preferences. And if the guys say, well, you know, we like red wines, and you know that they order, for example, let's say they order steaks, you will say, okay, if you like red wines and you have those, juicy, heavy steaks, I would suggest that you take something that is aged. Would you like barrel wine, or you prefer some kind of like light, easy drinking wine without much tannin? And they would tell you. Now, if they say yes, we like heavy wine, we like aged wine, then you go with your suggestion and you finish your presentation. Now, and if they have a special occasion and they really want to, and you have already won their respect and their trust, and you talk about the Sassicaia 2006, well, I, it's, it happens a lot. Those people go with the suggestion that I didn't even make. I just mentioned that we have something like that, right? But they want to enjoy the evening. They like, and of course, not always they like the taste that you wine you just mentioned, because some people, like I said, want to drink only white wines. And if you tell them about Sassicaia, Sassicaia is a heavy red wine, and it's not what they will enjoy, so they will not gonna order it, of course. But that's how it is, guys. So you start from the top wine, and then you go down the line, order suggest something not so expensive, and then of course you can go all the way to the basic wines, the house wines, because not everybody wants to spend $300 on a wine, of course. Now, the last thing we sell as waiters at the end of the dinner is dessert, coffee, and digestives. You have to understand that those are very profitable items, and restaurants want you to sell it. All right. The profit margin on the coffee is way higher than anything else. The same thing with the dessert. All right. And on the digestives as well, it's very high. So restaurants want you to try and sell this, especially in the fine dining. We're not going to turn the table twice today. All right. Very rare. We're going to turn a table twice. So the guests stay there for like 2.5, 3 hours, sometimes more. We're trying to, make their evening amazing, but of course, we're trying to extract as much profit from those guests as possible. And selling dessert and coffee is one of those ways. Now, it's the same way. When you're presenting it, make sure you're presenting with passion. Make sure you put the story behind it. And when you're trying to sell dessert, choose a dessert from the menu that you know is absolutely amazing and they will really love it. All right. The best time to sell dessert is when you are going to the table to pick up the main course plates. The guests are finished with the main course. You go to clean the table. Of course, you ask the guests if they enjoy their meal, they're satisfied, and hopefully they will say, yes, it was amazing. You get immediately into the conversation about the dessert. So, how was the food? Did you enjoy it? Is everybody happy and satisfied? Oh, yes, it was wonderful. And you say, excellent. Now it will get even better because you will have a chance to try our world best tiramisu or whatever the dessert you choose. Because, I have never eaten anything like that before, and I love tiramisu and I try tiramisu all over the world. Now, maybe the guests don't intend to get this, but once you tell them that right there on the spot into the conversation about the main courses and they enjoy it and so on, so now they're like, whew, I didn't plan to get this dessert, but this guy was good. He was right about the wine, he was right about the cocktails, and now he tells me this is the world best tiramisu, and I love tiramisu. I'm full, but all right, how about we share one? All right. And now, no matter if the decision is yes, we'll share one, or oh, let me have this one, let me have that one. You go with the coffee. If they say, no, no, we are so full, all right, I understand that. Thank you very much. But maybe we can end up the dinner with a nice Italian espresso. All right. When you're selling coffee, don't say coffee. You say the product. You say espresso, cappuccino, latte macchiato, you know, and if you put the Italian accent behind that, it makes it much more appealing, and you can sell better. And of course, tea. When we talk about coffee, of course, we talk about coffee, tea, all the hot beverages. All right, and don't forget, whatever the decision is, you can always, now you have already established a relationship with these guests. They like you, they love you. You can be much more friendly and playful with them, and you can create your own style of presenting and trying and suggesting like digestives. All right, I do different things. Let's say I bring the Geridon, where all the grappas and limoncellos and everything is stuck, and I just bring it to the table like slowly, slowly, ding, ding, ding. It's a very special old Geridon, and I just don't forget that we have some absolutely old and rare grappas here, and of course our limoncello. Wow, it's just wow. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm just gonna say our limoncello is wow, and I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna laugh with them, and just if they're interested, they will just look at the grappa, and I will start explaining what grappa is, rare grappa and whatever, or about the limoncello. But if they're not interested, you just made the presentation, push the wagon back to its place or to the next table, and just finish the evening on a nice and friendly and smiley note.
Here at the Waiters Academy, we are committed to providing comprehensive professional training that put waiters in the top 10% of our industry and help small family-owned restaurants to compete with multi-million-dollar chains by providing the highest quality service to their guests.